Welcome to my ManyChat masterclass. I'm going to walk you through just kind of like the settings and how you need to utilize your ManyChat, things that you can do in it. I recorded an old masterclass, so I'm going to leave that there, but I am going to do a little bit more of an updated one just because some settings have changed. So if you do hear my mouse, please ignore it. It's loud. Okay, so when you first log in, this is what it looks like. Again, I have mentioned before that you have to have like a sub ManyChat account for your Instagram, for your TikTok, for your Facebook, for any platform that ManyChat utilizes, you're gonna have to have one per. So like right now, I only have this one and it's just my Instagram. So when you come in home, these are just kind of like this is almost like here's some next steps that you could take and some insights as well. So here are some templates that you could use to set up some workflows. Here are some of the activity that's been going on my DMs. My DMs are very, very, very non-existent because it's just not something that has become a huge part of my business right now, but it's still something that I truly believe in and I want it anyways. Because I don't want to have to be on my phone if I don't want to. And then you have contacts. So these are everyone that has triggered or jumped into your DMs. And then you have your automations. These are everything that we're going to set up. So your automation is like the funnel. And then you have your basics. So these are like very simple automations that you can set up that I haven't fully set up yet. And obviously, it's like a conversation starter. Someone mentions you in their stories and automatic reply. So if someone has questions, it's almost like an FAQ kind of situation. And then the keywords are the words that you set up to trigger any of these many chat situations. And then sequences, which I don't have one set up. I was setting up templates for these, but this is really great if you have like a challenge of some sort because a lot of people don't read their emails anymore. And so you can set it up to where like every single day when they jump into the challenge, it sends them the message that you want to send them for that day. So I think that's really cool. And then there's a new ManyChat AI feature I haven't played with. There's your live chat, so that's your DMs right there. And then you obviously have your settings. So we're going to stay focused in the automation section because I want to show you some of the ways that you can utilize ManyChat. And when you set up a new automation, you can either duplicate one of your old ones and then just edit that way, or you can just click on the automation. You can start from scratch and do it yourself, or they have literally tons and tons and tons of templates based off of what you're doing and what you're trying to use ManyChat for. I typically start from scratch because I do them very similar. And so I know what I like. And so I just start with my own things. So I start from scratch and it's going to open up this flow. And I just want to show you. So the trigger is the word that you're utilizing. So you have when a user comments on your post or your reel. So if you're posting or creating a reel and someone comments the trigger word, it will send them this message. If you're in your stories talking about your offer and someone triggers the word by replying, that's what that's for. If someone sees something that you're creating, but they actually go into your DM and they just like DM you the word, it will send them the information. This is a new one that I'm adding into my program, Slide in My DMs. It's called User Shares Your Post or Reel as a Story. So as people are sharing your things, you're going to be able to thank them for sharing your content. And then obviously, if you do an Instagram ad, if you decide to go on a live, and then there's one for if the user clicks a referral link. I haven't really played with that one too much. The other really cool thing that you can do is there are smart delays. So you can delay it for a certain amount of time. So if it's like you send this message and you want to upsell them to another offer, you can wait like 24 hours. You can set these for days. So say you're having like a master class and people are going through your funnel, but the day of the master class, you want to remind them that y'all are about to jump on and here's a Zoom link. You can do it that way. You can do actions. So this is where you would either tag to send the email to a workflow in your email provider. You can connect Zapiers here. You can tag them to be able to kind of categorize them based off of where they're coming in, how they're interacting with your workflow, and all of those things. There's tons and tons of ways to use ManyChat. And let's see if there's anything else. Let me delete that. Um, Again, you can condition them so they can like, it's almost like A/B testing is the way that I like to use it. So you can see what messaging is working and what isn't. And I think that is it. That's kind of like the gist of ManyChat. You mostly will stay in this zone. You can always see all of your keywords again here. I have some that are all turned off because I've just used them for teaching. And then again, you can set up these basic ones if you would like, but mostly you're going to live right here. I can open up a few of mine. Here's the templates that we have created. So here are, and you get these in Slide in My DMs. So if these are ones that you want, I'm going to walk you through what it looks like. This is a funnel one that I've built, and you would get this template, and literally all you have to do is just edit the copy and the images, and it's already set up for you. So what it is when people DM me the word, so this word is launch, they DM me the word, they reply to my stories, or they comment on a post reel. That's typically, those are the three ones that I use almost every single ManyChat that I create, because that's mostly how people are coming into your Instagram. And then it sends them the first message. And this first message, I like it to be just like, hey, thank you so much. Are you looking for this information? Or like kind of like an engaging, welcoming kind of question. And I like to use different buttons to bring them into different ways. It always ends up in the same route, but the messaging is fun to play with. But you don't have to do that. You could just do a yes or no. I always like to put a no because sometimes people could be triggering the word accidentally, and I want to make sure that they have a way out of the ManyChat in order to ask their question again instead of triggering the ManyChat and getting stuck in this loop. And then that's when they get frustrated with the robot, right? Okay, so the next message is where I always collect the email address. So again, the first message is like welcoming and information. And then the second message is, hey, I want to send you this information. Before I do, what's your best email address so I can make sure it lands in your inbox correctly? And you would connect that action, like I told you, where it shows you how to connect your email provider. So the email address gets sent to your email provider and the emails can start firing for you. And then after they have dropped their email address, then that's when I deliver them what they asked for, whether it is a sales page, an opt-in, or actually sometimes with the opt-ins, I don't collect emails because you're going to do that anyways. But if it's like a sales page or a freebie or something like that where I'm not already grabbing the email through an opt-in, then I always grab it in ManyChat. So, excuse me. So that's the funnel. And then the way that I make it like a funnel to where I'm upselling is I do a delay. So you can see right here, there's a 23-hour delay after they receive this link that they get asked if they want to take the next step, is what I'm doing. So it's like, for an example, my program that I launched that was free, it was the Soft Launch Lab. And the upsell was Slide in My DMs. So I gave them the freebie. And then after I waited and I said, hey, the next step that would help you get the most out of this is grabbing Slide in My DMs where I teach you how to use ManyChat. So it went from free to $27. You see what I'm saying there? So we're optimizing and monetizing. So that happens. And then what I like to do as well is I like to follow up. So if people don't click things, I try to follow up at least one more time to send them the information. And if people don't, for the email specifically, if people don't respond twice, then I just send them the link and then hopefully that will get them. Because some people, they're like, I don't want to give you my information until I see what it's about. And that's okay. And so you can set it up in multiple different ways. I'm trying to think and see if I missed anything. There's literally so much that you can do in ManyChat. I could go on for days. Um, I think that's it. That's basically how you set up a funnel. Let's see if there's another one we can look at and maybe it'll give us a better idea. Oh, a quiz. Oh, I love a quiz. So I set this up for, it's big. This is all of these that I'm showing you are templates that you can grab and slide in my DMs. So this was a quiz I set up for one of my old clients. She is an astrologer. And so every new moon or full moon, she would put out like a quiz to give them a customized message. And the way that it was is it was basically like, like how I showed you before. It's like the first message, grab their email, send their email to her email provider, and then ask them the questions. So it was like, are you a fire, earth, air, or water sign? And then they went even deeper. Okay, so if you're this, then which one of these three signs are you rising? And then it was like, cool, you're that. Here's your message. We waited 10 minutes and then we upsold them into her um, membership to where they would get a lot more like customized information. So I think that one is really cool too. And then let's see. I guess I'm gonna just show you the basic one that I do for like an opt-in. So it's literally just like they DM you and you just send them the link to opt in because when they click on that page, they're going to enter their email address anyways. So that's really cool. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that maybe I may be missing. Okay, so one thing I do want to show you is I actually have to change this in my current flow for the soft launch lab. So I'm just going to show you because it's a setting that is in your workflow that you need to be aware of because it could really mess up some conversations and mine is currently messing up a conversation. So for the soft launch lab, it's currently free at the time that I'm recording this, but it is a free offer that I'm doing where I'm taking 5 days to teach people how to launch their offer in the most soft, simple, simplistic, like scalable way, right? So people DM me the word lab, but the problem is when they DM you the word and you don't have this setting fixed, if that word is in anything, then it's going to trigger your mini chat. So I had someone messaging me asking me to collab and it messed up my mini chat. So I didn't even see her message at first because it triggered my mini chat. Do you get what I'm saying? Because lab is in collab. Okay. So you go into your triggers and it is this one. So see how it says message contains? So I need to change this to message is. So only if they send me that exact word will it trigger my mini chat. So fun fact, I specifically use this one for DMs just because like in a conversation, your triggers can naturally happen on accident, but like on a post or a reel, it's not very common. So that one I don't really mind as much. But the messaging in the DMs, I definitely do. So that is pretty much it for the walkthrough of ManyChat. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, but I believe that is it. If you have any questions, again, like if you're on TikTok, oh my God, that is a new setting I haven't even played with. I'm telling you, there's so many things coming to slide in my DMs. That thing is going to be chef's kids amazing. So that is all I have for you today. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know. If I missed anything, let me know. But that's mini chat.